Hello watchers, today I've got a different kind of video. I've discovered this Disney Dollhouse partworks and I thought it'd be really good for me to film it as I'm doing it to show you guys. And also I thought that it would actually teach me some different ways of model making to apply to my architectural models as well. And I just thought it was such a cute, sort of really nice idea in general on the partworks, because look at this chair. It caught my imagination straight away. So I'm gonna do this partwork. I'm gonna do it issue by issue, so then if anybody does need to watch my videos to learn how to do something, they can just go back to the particular issue. I'm going to try and do them weekly as well, so there'll be a new video for the Doll's House each week. Those of you that are new, hello and welcome. I'm Spirit Lee. I'm architectural assistant at the moment, working towards becoming a fully qualified architect. And I have two channels, one which is more architectural focused that I've only just opened, and then this channel which is sort of more the art side of it, so like producing models and illustrations and just general more crafty sort of artsy stuff, but always geared towards architecture. So I'll always be doing illustrations of buildings or a urban design or something like that, as opposed to painting portraits or something like that. So hello and welcome if you're new. But yeah, I'm really excited to get stuck into this, so let's get on with it. Let's get into the actual magazine then. So with the first edition of the magazine, you get this sort of like flyer brochure to explain what's going on. This is an exclusive creation. The model overall, when it's finished, which will be a long way away, will be 800 millimeters by 700 millimeters in a 1:20 scale. So I think that's pretty standard for doll's houses. I've never built a doll's house or had a doll's house ever in my life. I was always a tomboy, so I never had stuff like this. But I just love all the little decorations in all the little ways that are in here, like the Beauty and the Beast room. Oh, I'm gonna love that. And then Ariel's bathroom as well. It's just such an ingenious idea. Anyway, so yes, there'll be 10 rooms inspired by some of the greatest Disney classics, such as Beauty and the Beast, Peter Pan, Donald Duck, Mickey, of course. It's large-scale doll's house, which I mentioned earlier. It's supposed to be easy assembly, suitable for all skill levels, but they do have video tutorials as well as instructions in the magazine as well. So hopefully everything's covered and there won't be any issues. So flipping over, it goes into more detail. Each room has its own story. The 10 rooms in your dollhouse are each inspired by a classic Disney story. Immerse yourself in the world of your favourite characters. Relive iconic scenes from the films. There's magical details. There'll be a removable roof, removable walls, hidden basement, windows that open. And this is what really gets me. All these little, they call it authentic design, but it's all the designs, little things like Winnie the Pooh's mirror here and his honey pots and things that are supposed to be very much a replica of what was in the movie. So I'm very intrigued to see all those things. I really like this as well, where they actually show you the technical drawings and the concept arts for the different pieces. And also as an architect, I'm going to love seeing sort of the exterior plans of the house and stuff like that, and you know, the technical drawings. So hopefully in the magazine they will show you those as well. I don't think they do in issue 1, but I think they will later on in the magazines, hopefully. So then this opens out to a double flip out to show you the interior. So yeah, as I said here, we've got Peter Pan's children's room, Little Mermaid's bathroom, Donald's playroom, Mickey's living room, frozen hallway. It's going to have working lights on as well. Then we're going to have the Aristocrats Music Room, Beauty and the Beast Tea Room, Alice in Wonderland's Kitchen, Cinderella's Bedroom, Winnie the Pooh's Basement. This all looks very exciting, but it's going to take so long to get there, I know it is. Then on the next page we've got, it just tells you what's going to be in the magazine, and there'll be the assembly guide, the magic of Disney, the objects, characters and dolls house decorations are explained in further detail, which is nice. I'm going to look forward to that because it gives you greater context of where these things have come from. And then it's also going to go into the Disney classics, which is go behind the scenes of Disney's greatest animated films as you'll learn fascinating facts about each classic, including the insights into the production process, sketches and concept art, which again, something that I myself am very interested in because I always remember as a child I wanted to be an animator. I always sort of lean towards that thing. And then also we will be having a poster collection as well. And then it says you'll get a Disney Dolls house binder as well if you subscribe. And then on the back it just goes on more about subscribe to Disney to get more figurines and extra bits, cutting mats, some house accessories. Then it also tells you what's going into issue 2 as well. And then obviously the website if you guys want to subscribe as well. Now onto the actual magazine. I say magazine, it's rather slim for a magazine. I'd say it's more of a brochure, but okay. We've got the front cover and then a contents page and then a list of all the materials that you should get each week and then what's coming in issue 2. And then again, a little QR code to go straight to the video if you need help. Then we jump straight into the assembly instructions. With tips and things as well all the way throughout. More assembly instructions. And then we've got Miniature World. So loved by Walt Disney. I know from research beforehand that Walt himself loved having miniatures of scenes because it just helped to convey ideas and stories so much better. And it's just a fantastical sort of world as well. So it goes more into detail with that. I'm not going to read it all out because this is about building, which is what I'm wanting to get to. But I will sit down and read that at some point. Then the next page is about Bambi. We've got Bambi in this issue. Telling you about the fact file, about the movie, some concept drawings here, about when it was released, and how they did use real deers and things to draw from. So that's interesting. And then on the back we've got our first poster, which is Walt Disney's Mickey Mouse in Steamboat Willie, his first ever cartoon that Mickey ever did, which was in 1928, so nearly 100 years ago. So let's get into opening our goodies. So let's get the chair out straight away because this chair is just so adorable. I mean, look at that. With Mickey's little gloves for where you grip the chair. And then this material is actually like a plush, sort of really nice material. And then all the little details. And then how it all stands up on its own. It is just a great little piece of kit that is just adorable. Then we've got some pieces here which I believe will make up the front doors of the building. Just get them all out of the plastic. So it's pink on one side and then cream on the other side. Then we've got some like grills here that have actually got Mickey heads on them actually. Where's the camera? If you can see that. Mickey head right there. Just get those out. But these pieces are a mixture of wood and plastic. So I think that's a good thing, rather than it all being like plastic, because plastic just doesn't feel nice at all. Whereas a little bit of wood's got some texture. And the little door handles there. I'm going to tell you right now that the Doll's House wood glue that they've given you is just... how can I say this without swearing? Yeah, just don't use it. Go out and get some proper wood glue. This is like £3 for this entire bottle. It'll probably do the whole building, and it'll have a multitude of all sorts of different things. This is the brand I use in Trust, so I just immediately go to that. But this stuff just, unfortunately, no, just don't use it. It's not worth the hassle. I'm just going to tell you about some other tools that I use as well. I'll probably end up needing to use a scalpel or a craft knife, or you can use a, I've forgotten what they're called, the big knives where you break off the blades. Stanley knife, that's it. One of those. This is just a Swan Morton scalpel. Architects have hundreds of those things in their kits for all sorts of reasons. I've also got some tweezers, but I know throughout the different issues they'll be giving you some other stuff. I've got some replaceable blades, because you always want a sharp blade to get clean cuts. Then I've got some cotton buds with I will dip them in water, and it's basically to clean up any excess glue. And then also you can use some toothpicks or bamboo skewers to apply the glue, because you don't want to be doing it straight out of the bottle, because you get too much glue and it goes gloopy and it just doesn't look right. So those are the tools that I have to use at the moment. So let's get on to assembling this. Okay, so step one, be assembling the frame. So we'll be putting these vertical posts, which have got slight roundness to them. They're not as square as the other ones, which are these ones. And we're going to be putting the little pieces, the horizontal beams, together. And of course you want to make sure that you match up the pink on one side and the cream on the other. You don't want them like that. I'm just going to apply some wood glue to just some scrap paper so I can easily get to it. You don't want too much, because obviously you don't want it to dry up, and we're not going to use a lot anyway. That's probably too much that I've put there. So the third thing we want to do is just apply some glue to the ends of the shorter posts, and then just pop it into where it's supposed to go. And the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is pop in window casement. I'm just going to pop it in to the edges, because it'll help keep that piece into its spot while it dries, the wood dries. And then we want one of these middle posts, which are called horizontal post B, which is basically like a little H on the end. Then we just want to put some glue on the ends again. And then all the way down the center bit. And then just put that in its place as well. And then we're going to put the bottom door panel in the bottom as well. Just put that in. I mean, you could glue all the way around these edges if you prefer, but I think it's a little bit overkill. And then we're just gonna pop the bottom post on as well with glue. Again, all the way down the center part here. And then slot that into place as well. And then we'll be using the other post, which is the squarer post, on this side. And of course you want to make sure you've got all the pinks matching up. And I'm just going to put some glue on these end posts while it's there. The other thing I forgot to mention is to use some rubber bands to clamp it in place, which I will get in a moment while the glue sets. Okay, I've got hold of these ones. I don't know if they're going to be any good though, but we'll just try. Just wrap it round so then it tightens the edges round and also gives me chance to also maneuver it down. I don't want to put one across the top because I think it's slightly a millimeter too short, the top part, so if I pull them down it'll make a millimeter gap on the top, which I don't want, so I'll leave that for the top, but keeping the sides will keep it hot all together and keep it rigid. So I'm just going to quickly go and do the right side of the door. Is it the right side? Yes, the right side of the door in the same manner. Okay, so now that both of the doors are setting, we're going to take one of the pink window frames and one of the decoration grills, I would call them. But you need to make sure that the Mickey heads are facing the right side, like so. So the Mickey is on this side here. Then we're going to take some of the acrylic glass. It's acrylic, but it's representing glass. But the key with these is to peel off the plastic coating. Otherwise you're going to get like a really frosted glass and it'll scratch easily and it just won't look nice, because it's on both sides of the glass, so make sure you take both sides off. I do love that noise. And then place it on top, lining up all these pins here. That lines it up quite nicely, that. And then we're going to want to take it and put it inside the doors. Do this door first because it was the first one I did. I'm going to leave the rubber band on. So we want to place the door on top and then that to come underneath. And it should sit in place. Should. Is it going to? Oh, there we go. It fits very snugly in, which is what you want. I need to put some more leverage up there. I'll do that when I've put the window completely in. Make sure it's all the way flush to the side. And then we're going to put a little dab of glue just on these 4 pins that's sticking up. Try not to go too crazy with the glue because it's a pain in the arse to get off the glass. The acrylic, sorry. And then take one of the cream ones and then hopefully line up all the pins. Oops. Yep. And now we have it. One final finished door. There we go. I'm happy with that one. And then just do the same for the other door as well. But just remembering to keep this Mickey, the Mickey on the left side this time. Because when you go to flip it over and put it in the door, it means that they're both on the far side away from the door handles. Okay, so at the end of issue 1, we're now left with 2 doors drying, hopefully. I'm going to leave the lacquer bands on. This wood glue that I use, it dries within 2 hours, but to fully cure it takes 24 hours, so I'm just going to leave the bands on for that. And then we're left with 2 door handles. It says don't attach them just yet, we'll install them later, so there might be a decorative fascia board that will go there, and then they'll go on the top probably. So that's where we're at the end of issue 1. Thank you so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like this, and obviously subscribe if you want to continue with the collection with me, whether just to watch and see how it progresses. Because I really do think it's going to be, I mean, I've already learned a couple of tips with fascia boards and window details for my own architectural modelling, so I'm hoping to learn a lot more. And obviously me producing these videos will also be able to share them with you guys, and also you guys can learn, or you just want to see how this wonderful dollhouse is going to suddenly appear. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. So yeah, thank you.